All right, guys. Well, happy Wednesday. One Take Wednesday. We're back. As you can tell, I have a ton of energy, which is a part of today's conversation. Today I'm going to go over my prep and what mentally I was going through. Am I going to do it again? Where's my head at now? And all that fun stuff. So, obviously, I've taken about 4 weeks off here of YouTube, and I really needed to. And I'm going to get into why. So at 12 weeks out of this past contest and the prep that I did, um, I was really questioning my coach, which is not a good place to be. When you're in prep, you need to have the faith of coach. And I was seeing some stuff with Eunice. I was also feeling some stuff. Really underfed 12 weeks out. Still should be in a growth phase. I had a lot of fat to lose, but there was ways to do it that I could have been fed the right way. On top of that, there was, Eunice was only a couple weeks out from her third show of the year and a series of three shows that we were getting ready for. And I had seen some stuff with her that I really could not get behind as number one, a coach, number two, a boyfriend, no way in hell, and somebody that's going to support somebody and do it themselves as well. I was just seeing that there was no gear towards the mental capacity of what we're doing through prep. So that's at 12 weeks out for myself. It was 2 weeks out for Eunice from one of her shows. And I think I've told you guys I took over her coaching at that point. And as I took over her coaching, we saw her mood change, we saw her body change, and drastically. And we were able to put a lot together, but I'm going to talk about that next week because this one's about me. So 11 weeks out, I started feeding myself. I started doing more research, as we know I love to do, and I started to coach myself. And I was feeling better. The, the feedback from our old coach was, "You're looking full, looking skinnier." And in my mind, I'm like, well, that's because I'm feeding myself, not because I was following your plan. And that was a tough space to be, truly and honestly, because I'm a big believer in if you have a coach, you follow their process. And I needed to do something. So I started applying to other coaches. I applied to Matt Grego, Team Elevate now. It was Matt Grego training at the time. Kuba Sealing and MK Coaching out of the UK, which is one of my main education followers on YouTube in the morning because he puts out some great content. Alex Toplin and Team Reform, and then Josh Brigman and his team out of the UK. So I applied to four different ones to get on the consultation calls and see who I meshed the best with. Well, to be honest, Matt Grego stood out and Team Elevate right away. When we jumped on our consulting call, it was just boom. Him and I connected. I was talking to him directly. He he knew what I was going through. He was vulnerable in his communication and honest within his communication of what we were going to have to do. And he said, "We're not in a good spot. We have a lot of work to do to get ready for this show." Um, and I decided 2 weeks later to sign up with Team Elevate, and I love the choice. Um, Matt has been somebody that has become a friend. We talk about business together. We talk about just a little bit of everything. He's helping me set up my business a little bit here, and he's just a great guy. When it came to the showtime, which we'll get into, unbelievable. So jump on board and highly motivated, right? New coach, he's talking, he's feeding me, and we see some changes real quick. I go from, actually at that point it was 205. So I dropped to 201, and from 201 to about 195, I stayed there for about 3 weeks. But I was seeing massive changes. My waist was coming in, my shoulders were filling out a little bit more, my upper was filling out a little bit more because I was doing men's physique and just feeling awesome. And then it got time to dig, and it was fine, right? Because I was ready. He was very honest with me. Every week we would talk about it, and he's like, "Look, we're gonna start digging now." So we start the dig, and the dig's going really well. I'm doing 45 minutes of cardio in the morning, 25 in the afternoon, losing weight, kind of going from that 195 to 199 range, and feeling pretty good. Um, but to be stage ready, we have to be super, super lean. And I'm going to throw a bunch of pictures in here at the end so you can see kind of the progression from 201, 205 all the way down. And, you know, so 6 weeks out, right? Feeling good, doing the cardio, getting fed pretty well. Pull some stuff out, and my body just goes, nope. Yep. About 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, nope. Get extremely sick. I got a bad head cold. Haven't had a head cold in years. Um, Nutrition and the want to eat went way down, way down. Like, I didn't feel good. I felt awful. But here's the thing, when you have a good coach, you can reach out to them, and I did. And I was like, man, I don't feel good. My energy's low. I'm not sleeping. And to be honest, it's not good. You know what he said? We're shutting her down for a little bit. And, mentally, I knew it was something that needed to be done. But at the same time, mentally, I was like, oh no, what does this mean for the show? Do I still do it? But what he said was, we got to focus on your health. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, what we do is we pull the little bit of the carbs that I had. So we go no carbs, just veggie, fish, chicken, eggs, fats, obviously. And we do that for 3 days. So I eat every meal still, even though my stomach was like, no. It was tough. It was hard. It was almost force feeding. Um, but it was shut down. Literally Friday, I didn't move from the couch. Saturday, I had my kids. We had a lot going on, so there was a lot of running around. Sunday, my kids were great, and we just watched movies together and snuggled. And Matt writes me on Sunday night and says, "Man, I know we're not feeling good, but we got to do some movement." And I said, "No problem." So we jumped on the treadmill for I think an hour, and to be honest, that's what brought me back. I felt a little bit better. Monday we went full back, full blown, and I was feeling good. By Wednesday, I was feeling great. By that next Monday, I was feeling like crap again. The cold never went away. As you might even be able to hear it right now, it's still kind of lingering with me. So we're 2 weeks out. We're sitting at 191 pounds, and it's time to dig, 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 dig. We go to hour cardio in the morning, hour cardio before the last meal, which is about 8:30. So it's about 7:30 at night. Another hour of cardio, and it works, guys. It works. It was tough. Not gonna lie. Mentally, it was tough. It hurt. My legs felt like they were a million pounds. I was minimal carbs every single day, but it worked. I went from 191 pounds to 175 in 10 days. Peaked at 175 pounds and went on stage. I will tell you one thing about being on stage. I was conditioned. But it also taught us that I have a lot of tissue to put on. I'm They had me at 5'9" and a half. I'm 5'10" and a half. It was about an inch off. So we'll say 5'10" and a half. And I'm 5'10" and a half. And when I was shredded, I was 175 pounds. The lightest I've been in since my cycling days, which I was down to 169. But what this taught me was that I got a lot of weight to put on. And mentally, this thing tested me like crazy. The thoughts going through my head. Am I going to be good enough for the stage? Am I going to be this? Do I have energy to do this? And one of the things I put on the back burner was my posing. I've got to take ownership of that because I was so drained. Like every time I stood up, I was lightheaded. Every time I stood up, it took all the effort just to stand up off the couch. It took all the effort just to do little things. I didn't want to clean the apartment. And I had a couple tips about that, and we were both prepping at the same time. Another thing that will never happen again is us prepping at the same time, and I'm going to go into that next week when I talk about my future plans and everything. So why would somebody do this? And to be honest, it's all about discipline. As we've talked about, motivation is a fickle bitch. But if you can be disciplined enough to tell your mind, look, we have something we're doing this for. We're trying to prove something to ourselves. This is just another day. This is something we are learning about ourselves. That's why I did it. I did it to give myself authority within my coaching, which we'll talk about next week. And I did it because I never thought I could. And I have a great book over there, The Big Leap, about upper limits. This is one of my upper limits. Never thought I could get this shredded. Never thought I could do it. I just proved myself I can. So will I do it again? 100%. Will I be better the next time? 100%. Here's the other thing. I learned a lot about me. You might be able to tell I got my earrings back in. I got a lot of swagger back. I feel unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I feel like I'm like that late teenager. I feel like I'm ready to do anything. I'm back to who I am. I'm back to who Andrew that wanted to be this. And number one, it's because I proved to myself that the upper limits, we're just going to throw those away. Number two, I have somebody in my life that's going to support me no matter what. And she's a huge cheerleader. One of the best. And I've thanked her over and over. And this is publicly thanking her again because I know she watches these. I love you, babe. She's unbelievable. Support her. For me to just be me. And with that, I can be me. I can get the tattoos I want. I can throw my earrings back in, have my beard. Doesn't matter what I look like or what I do for a living. She's there no matter what. As long as she knows it makes me happy. And that's a place that we're going to talk about in 2 weeks. Because next week we're going to talk about what's my future plans with bodybuilding and coaching and, Eunice's path through this. And then after that, I want to talk about how my relationship with her has been the best it's ever been through one of the hardest times I've ever had in my life. Our lives, to be honest, prepping for this long. Showing how good a relationship can really be. And also showing that in a relationship, you're going to go through stuff. So that's in 2 weeks. But for this, to wrap this one up, mentally, one of the hardest things I've ever done. So if you're going to be going through a prep, guys, you better be mentally ready. Physically, I'm sure anybody can do anything. But mentally, this is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Number two, am I going to do it again? Hell fucking yeah. And I'm going to go through that next week. So, what I learned about me, I can do anything I put my mind to. My mind's going to play games on me, but I'm able to tell my mind, go the hell away. Number three, I'm me again. I'm Andrew, Mandrew, fucking Lori. I wear earrings. I have tattoos. I love bodybuilding. I love coaching. And that's what we're going to talk about next week. Who's really Andrew and what's that mean for the future? All right, guys. This is going to be a longer one because I'm going to insert right now a bunch of pictures. All right. Show you guys kind of the progression from probably about 10 weeks out all the way through. I have a bunch of pictures to send you guys my check-in pictures with my coach. And anybody that's looking for fitness coaching, nutrition coaching, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM. If you're a bikini competitor, which is what I'm going to specialize in for competitions, OCB and PC. Those are the two that I'm going to do. Shoot me a DM. And if you're looking for a mental performance coach or a life coach and you never knew how to get there, well, my executive package is nutrition, fitness, and a 25-minute call once a week with me, myself, to go through whatever we need to go through. All right, guys. Love y'all. Check out the pictures, comment, like, subscribe. See y'all.